Why have you got a crowbar? I would have all my dad. There's no need to take my knee. Yay! Hi there! Hi there! It's Peachie! What? You thought I was going to pretend like I haven't been consumed by playing Animal Crossing for several months? Because I'm not gonna! So, I will address the elephant in the room, because while I have many plushies, I don't actually have an elephant plushie as far as I'm aware. The elephant in the room is, I have been on hiatus for 7 months. Believe it or not, that is not my longest hiatus. I'm pretty sure I had one that was 8 months long before, so it is not the worst I could possibly be. Firstly, before I go into anything, I do want to say I'm sorry I am filming on the webcam in my computer, and I'm also using the microphone in my computer, despite specifically buying this fancy microphone. I have not figured out how to connect it to this computer yet. I tried again today, it still doesn't work. I just want to get this out. Apologies. You didn't come here for professionalism. In fact, that's a topic I'm going to go into later in this video. But for now, I've been meaning to make this video, just this catch-up video, very casual, since about February this year. In fact, it was supposed to be January, but then my computer broke, and now I have this new one. And yes, everything has unfolded from February, as you know, across the globe since then. So I actually, I've tried to film this video 5 other times. This is my 6th time. And whenever I explained what had been going on, it was always really negative. I would get really nervous. I felt like I just wasn't being able to make this video properly. I've been out of sorts with making any video where I'm just filming myself talking, because most of the time for the past almost 2 years, I've been editing Japan vlogs, which are pre-filmed, so I am very out of sorts with doing this. So yes, please forgive me, this is a really, really casual video. However, I am going to be talking about some pretty big topics that, again, I have been wanting to talk about since February, and I just felt like it was just not appropriate to be talking about anything superficial for most of this year, and in a way it isn't, but I've at least finished university now, so I actually have some time to just get back into editing, and things have kind of stabilized a little bit over here as well, so I just feel a bit more ready and keen to get back to creative work, so I have returned. Firstly, I really want to say what really helped me through this year was so many people have kept watching my Japan vlogs, even though they finished in November last year. I have people saying they've gone back to rewatch them again and again, people saying they're finding them for the first time. The views have gone shut up this year, new people are coming, old people are coming back to watch them. And that really means a lot, because I make content to be watched. That's why I put it on here. I want people to enjoy it. I want people to laugh, feel happy, feel things, watching things like, the adventures in Japan. I edited them so you could feel in a way you were going through this with me. I wanted to take people with me, because I thought I wouldn't be able to go for so long. I loved watching other people's Japan vlogs, so I wanted to be able to contribute to that kind of cycle. It means so much, and I'm kind of good at kind of holding my feelings, but when I was reading those comments, I was really brought to tears. You're not going to believe that from how I'm talking in this video, but they meant so much. So thank you to everyone who watched my Japan vlogs even once, because those are my favourite work I've ever made. I've been editing videos since I was 10 years old, back when the first iMovie came out and I was being taught how to use it. I am ironically still using iMovie. As I said, you don't come here for professionalism. But that's where the heart lies. I've just been making things that I've enjoyed making, seeing that process going through. I'm overwhelmed and touched that people are really, really enjoying those. And I hope that encourages people to not feel bad that you don't have the best recording equipment, you don't have your giant DSLR camera, which you will very quickly learn you don't want to do when you're on holiday anyway, filming with it. You can just film with, your phone, everything Jules filmed with was on her phone basically. And then I used her footage as well in it. Half the stuff I filmed was on my phone too. You can just do whatever, as long as you're having fun and it feels genuine. That's what I say is the key to making videos on YouTube. On that note, season 2 is coming! Finally! This is from my trip I did a year ago. So the first trip I did, that I only finished editing last winter, was in 2018. Some people thought I was living there for some reason, because it was just taking so long to make these videos. That, it has got to the point where I had a 3-week trip in Japan in 2019, the second trip, and I'm only starting to edit it now, a year later. That's just how it is, folks. I just hope you enjoy it anyway. Some of the stuff in the videos are not going to be there anymore in Japan that we saw, so hopefully I can memorialize it somewhat. It's not punctual. So there's something I really, really want to address about season 2, and I will start that by saying season 1 was something completely unprecedented to me in terms of the amount of detail that I was able to go into with the stuff we were filming and doing every day in Japan. Jules and I went on that trip thinking we wouldn't be going back for several years. And we both love filming and capturing everything we do on holiday. I used to do it even as a kid. I would borrow my parents' video camera, make sure I was like memorializing these beautiful memories, because it's not every day someone gets to go on holiday somewhere and you want to remember these moments. I feel that's important. Some people will say, oh, just enjoy the moment. Well, actually, I have regretted nothing from recording everything. I have savoured it. It meant I got to relive and enjoy that holiday for another year and a half. Yeah, I'm just going to say that was amazing. The fact that Jules was vlogging everything as well, she'd actually planned to make her own YouTube series, and unfortunately in the end she wasn't able to because the last year of her university was really intensive. She does still think that one day she might go back and edit them, but she was like, yeah, just use my footage. So I didn't feel comfortable using all of her footage, but I did use the footage with me in. It just helped like segment shots of like me talking to me actually doing the thing. It was super useful and it was amazing, and I literally, even today, I'm just constantly thanking Jules for like her allowing me to use that. I don't think you realise how much she was filming. She was like filming constantly on her phone, walking around, doing everything, that stuff I wouldn't think to film. For one thing, I had to do pretty much all the planning for that trip because again, that year of university for her was really, really intense. So I had like been walking around with the navigator on my phone whenever we were going anywhere because it was on my planner. You're not going to believe this, but I had no idea at that time that she was constantly filming me walking along with everything else. I only noticed later, like ages later, that there were all these shots of me walking in Japan, and I can't express, like, that actually really meant a lot. Like being able to see myself there, it was much more real. And yeah, I didn't ask her to film those shots. There's only 2 I can think of where I asked her, hey, can you film me walking down this cool alleyway? And one was the Tanabata festival, when I was wearing my yukata and I had like the bow obi on the back I wanted to show off. And one, I think it was just like that random alleyway in Nakano where just before we go to the arcade after Nakano Broadway, I was like, oh Jules, this is a really cool alleyway, film me walking down here. Those are the only times I remember asking her specifically to film me walking. So unprecedented amount of cool footage I could like segment together of like coming along on holiday with me and Jules. Yeah, so that was really unexpected. I don't think you guys know how grateful I am to Jules that I had all this other stuff to work with. I do have to say, that did mean every day was twice as long to edit as I originally planned, because there was about an hour and a half footage each day that we had got. So that was 3 hours to work through, pretty much. They were taking basically over a week of intense, almost full-time kind of work on those videos, which I cannot bring myself to do again. Even though I was having so much fun and so much passion, it's just, that was not a healthy workload. It was definitely someone that's like, when they're really into the creative work, they don't know how to look after themselves. But it did help me realise that I'm in a much better state of health than I was about 5 years ago, that I would be able to handle some kind of work like this, like proper paid work that isn't YouTube. So I have had that learning experience of what I am capable of doing once I graduate, that I will be able to get into some sort of career with this work and cope with it health-wise. So there was a positive. I got so many positives from editing that series. It was so fun. But yeah, for the second season, I'm gonna have to put it down with like how much time I'm putting into it every week. It might be a slower release, I imagine, but there's also less to edit. My partner just doesn't vlog, obviously, otherwise he'd have a YouTube I'd be linking and stuff. He's not into like documenting. He doesn't have the technology to document. He has a really old phone. He doesn't have a camera. And I wouldn't want him to ask to film stuff if he didn't enjoy it. Jules just happened to enjoy doing it as well when I was with her on the first trip. So all the footage of the trip is just from me, and a lot more of it is on my phone this time because I was trying to relax. Just as a reminder, I was editing my Japan vlogs from the first trip with Jules the day before I left for Japan on the second trip, which was supposed to be a more relaxing experience. An experience I wasn't expecting to have. I managed to go back the second year, again because I got free accommodation because of the mess up that happened with the first trip. After I got back from the second trip with my partner, I was back to editing the first trip with Jules again for several more months. So if you can just imagine, that's a lot to work with. This time I want to take it much slower there will be less to edit in general. But yeah, there's plenty to look forward to the second season, but it will be so different. It'll just be my perspective. I think seeing me, I'll be in less, but that doesn't really matter. You're there to see the experience with me anyway. I'm still talking and taking us through things. It's also technically going to be more scenic than the first series, just because of how I realized that I had to like make sure I did more scenic shots. Like I learned from the first trip what I should be covering and stuff. But yeah, like this is a more relaxing holiday, so I'm not constantly filming every day. So some days when they're more relaxed, and they're places I've filmed before, I don't film as much at all. And I'll kind of group that all together into like one episode, whereas other days they're completely new things that I'm filming so much with my high quality camera. Like those might be like one day might be split into 2 days again, like the first thing, you know, when I was at Disneyland, like sometimes that day would have to be split into 2 episodes, Pearland, Nara, etc. So expect stuff like that. And as you can see from my t-shirt, I went back to Nara, and it's my favourite place in the world. This was by a designer that does stuff for Nara, and they sent me this as a gift, so thank you so much. I love it, and I love Nara. Yoshino Maho-san, arigatou gozaimasu. There's also something really important I need to talk about with season 2 of my Japan vlogs, and that is basically 2 weeks before we left to go. Something really sad happened in my family. I guess you can guess what happened. But that really affected me, especially because it was too late to cancel anything. Otherwise, we'd have lost thousands of money, so we couldn't cancel anything. We did have insurance, but it was too late. So we went, and I think you can see that affects me in the video. I'm a bit nervous. I haven't looked at the footage properly. So with the first series, obviously this is my first trip to Japan. It's a place I've always wanted to go. I'm so like amazed. I'm overstimulated. I'm so excited. I'm like a child. But obviously the second trip is much more relaxed. I've done things before. There's some new stuff, obviously, lots of new stuff, but I know how to handle it better. But also there is that thing that's really looming over me through the whole trip, and I'm scared that looking back at the footage it's going to be a bit noticeable. So I'd just like you to keep that in mind, that I wasn't quite myself, unfortunately. I think it will show at some points. And on top of everything on top of that, I just wanted to make sure my partner had a good time in Japan. Like, vlogging's not his thing. I didn't want to keep bothering him about that, so I was focusing more on enjoying time with him. I obviously captured lots, but there was a lot more like personal photos than there was like me capturing every moment together. He's camera shy, so I wasn't like constantly filming him doing stuff like Jules did for me, for example. So yeah, just bear that in mind. I'm sorry. I think some of the tone might feel very different to the first series, so please bear that in mind. However, I still think really enjoy it. There's so much I want to show you, and I'm excited to show you. I can't wait to edit it. That's the thing, I get to relive the whole fun again, so yeah. And okay, so I'm going to let this video settle for a couple of days, but the trailer is finished. It was finished over a week ago. I will post it in a couple of days, so you'll see it next week, and I hope you look forward to it and you get hyped. Okay, moving on from talking about the Japan vlogs coming very soon, I have some other plans up my sleeve. So, like I said, I may have been playing Animal Crossing for a very long time, but you're probably not going to believe this. I don't expect you to, but I hope you do. I have been recording every single day that I have been playing Animal Crossing since the day I got it, which was March 23rd, 3 days after the original release date. So, I have over 100 gigabytes of footage of me playing Animal Crossing. Now, that should be pretty easy to edit. Each day it will just be a voiceover. Hopefully with this new mic, if I can actually get it to work. I just kind of want to make it a comical, like, day-by-day diary, like day 1 on the island sort of thing, just for fun. And I could maybe make a week or every 2 weeks into one episode. I don't want to overload my channel with stuff. Like, I'm only filming a couple of clips each day, so I feel like you could have like an hour-long episode that's like 2 weeks, or like 30-minute long episode that's 1 week. We'll see. But I think we're on week 14 now of me having the game, so that would be 14 episodes, so I could cut it down to like 7 episodes so far. So obviously I'm way ahead in the game than it will be when I start, but that's the fun thing. I want to like go back to like the early days and talk about that and like make, I don't know, like jokes and commentary over it just for fun. Like, again, I'm just doing it because I find it fun. That's all I want to do. Hopefully you like it as well. On top of that, I know a lot of you like to see the bunnies. I have their birthday party recorded from the end of January that I would still like to edit. And I've also got a little vlog of them from what they did when my partner and I were on holiday in Japan, because obviously, unlike the first time I went, he was looking after them. The second trip, we both went to Japan, so obviously they had to go somewhere to get looked after. So they have a little vlog of that coming up too. I'll release that maybe a couple episodes after the Japan vlogs, just so there's context, I suppose. Actually, there is something else I need to say about the Japan vlogs. I have randomly decided to add Japanese subtitles to the original series, and they will also be put into all the new episodes. It will take some time, but it has really helped me learning my Japanese colloquialisms and everything. I have to use Google Translate for a lot, so they're not professional translations, but I'm at a part with knowing Japanese that I can know when the Google Translate is wrong, what to replace the sentence with. Like, you can't directly translate English into Japanese subtitles. That's just really clunky, huge, and messy. Like, the sentences come out terrible. So I'm at a point where I can actually do Japanese translations. They just won't be professional, and there's going to be a little, like, some weird translations because I'm not a pro at speaking Japanese. But I really hope my new Japanese viewers, I noticed a lot of Japanese viewers coming in lately. I'd like to accommodate them. And I'm not able to add subtitles to any of my other videos, but at least for the Japan vlogs, where a lot of it is not me talking and it's like music and like me just going, wow, cute, like it's easy to translate somewhat. And there's already mostly English subtitles and words in the videos anyway, so I won't have to add as many English subtitles into them. The Japanese subtitles are being prioritized because I'm actually studying while doing that, but English subtitles can come in as well. Lastly, sorry, I've been talking for so long. Lastly, before I wrap up, I just want to say that I turned 30 last month and I am graduating this year. And my life's going to get very different. I think things are going to be stagnant and kind of delayed because of the entire global situation right now. So I'm happy and fine to take things at a slower pace, but I am looking forward to moving on with a career now that I graduate and getting a degree that I can actually apply for jobs I'd like to do. Like I said, I'm aware of the kind of work I can keep up with now with my health condition. I'm ready to like take a new step in my life. It was a great year to be able to do that, but here we are. And so I've been wanting to say this for a really long time, but YouTube is not something I would ever consider as like a career to stick with or do or make any kind of livable kind of wage on. I can't ever make a living on YouTube like this unless I like exploded, but that's the last thing I would happen. That would be a hell zone for me. So I want to move on in my life. I want to be able to do things like afford to go back to Japan. I would like to work. Maybe my partner can I get a house later. Wouldn't that be nice? So these are the kinds of things I'm going to be focusing on. I'm going to have less time to work on YouTube. Once I graduate, the graduation has been postponed because of the exam being postponed, so it will be around autumn. So I'm going to have fun editing my Japan vlogs, but things may slow down. And I just want to be honest that, yeah, I turned 30 last month. That's been over 10 years that I've been doing YouTube. On this channel alone, I had one before when I was a teenager. And like, I think people are hoping that I will go back to like videos where I just sit and talk about fashion and Lolita fashion especially and stuff like that. And I can't, because that was an old me. That was like at least 3 years ago. And I've been doing that was at least 8 years, and then I was doing the Japan vlogs. So I'm a different person. I may wear the same pigtails, I may enjoy kawaii things, but I am a different person. I've been through many things, I've gotten wiser, but I've also built up an intolerance for being uncomfortable when I don't have to be. And by that I mean sometimes you have to be uncomfortable, obviously, but what I'm talking about is like, I don't have to make videos that I don't want to make. Like, I don't know why I told myself I had to, because I think there's a terrible problem people have. What if they have a following, they have to appease a following, or that you should be lucky to have this many followers, so you should be doing stuff that they were requesting. And it's not healthy, because you're not a company, you're a person. And the last thing I wanted to do and had to do, well, I thought I had to do, was brand myself. I remember the day I made my Peachie logo, and my little Peachie avatar with the little anime me, which I love, by the way, but I didn't have a good feeling when I did that, because this meant I was officially branding myself. I wasn't just someone on YouTube, I was a brand, and I got to say, now guys, it's not worth it. Don't do this to yourselves. Just make videos because you want to make them and you like them. Feel free to experiment. Don't worry if this will affect your viewer count. Don't worry if this will affect, I don't know, the couple of dollars you're probably making, unless you're like in the million subs where you can actually make a living off YouTube. Just make what you want. People are there to encourage you to keep going, but they shouldn't be the driving force behind your creative content. This is the 10 years of YouTube has taught me. And you can learn this because I'm not trying to be professional. I'm not polished. It's just not for me, and that's okay. It's great that some people are. Not for me. I'm happy to keep making videos, but this brand thing, I'm not going to treat myself like a brand anymore. I'm not going to do things because I was known for making fashion videos where I sat and talked about fashion stuff. I can't do this. I have to say, I've been wanting to say this for years. I hope that doesn't sound ungrateful to people that enjoyed the videos. I'm relieved and glad that you enjoyed those videos, because I wasn't comfortable making them, but I wanted to make people enjoy them. So that's what they were wanting. I was happy to make them. I wasn't happy to make them, that's the problem. I was really shy and uncomfortable. I'm not good at these videos where I'm talking and I'm just sitting here. This is my 6th time doing this. I've been struggling over a week just to film myself sitting here talking. So, yeah. I really wanted to get that off my chest. Don't brand yourself. We're at the end of an era of people trying to brand themselves. I really hope the 2020s can be a time of humanizing each other on the internet. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? That would be wonderful. Okay, I have blubbed enough. I'm still making videos. I'm just going to be doing more Japan vlogs and whatever else I'm going to enjoy at the time. Like, hopefully I will enjoy making these Animal Crossing videos. Bunnies are back and stuff, but in terms of me just sitting here talking like this, hopefully I only have to do it when I have to do an update video. I will see you later with the Princess in Japan Season 2 trailer and the Japan vlogs to come, and I really hope you're looking forward to them. Thank you to everybody who has waited this long for me to come back. Thank you to everybody who has been with me since the early days of my channel or before. If you found me from my DeviantArt Flash games, I hear people saying that in the comments sometimes, and it means a lot. And I just really hope you're willing to accept that I am changing, I am growing, I'm on to the next stage in my life, and I really hope you'll still be there. You can be there as casually as you want. You can pop in and out every year if you want. You don't have to be here every week. But I really hope you enjoy whatever I am making next. Thank you so much. And again, I cannot express how grateful I am at people just being really sweet about my previous work. It means so much. And lastly, before I go, I will say, don't feel bad about not being productive, especially during a year like this. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for that, please. Just take each day as it comes, and that's definitely going to be my plan until I'm able to get a job after graduation. Anyway, taking each day as it comes. Yeah. So, see you later, guys. See you very soon. Like I said, the trailer is ready to post in a couple of days. So, yeah. Take care. I love you all very much in a way that I can, speaking as a person to a bunch of people online. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, back to the important stuff. See you later.